Bilal says Ergo is only slipping down and down. Not sure what's wrong with Ergo. Yeah, markets, that's just the condition lately. Consolidation phase. It's one of those things. The ecosystem gets better, but the tide's going out in the macro. So can't fight the ocean. Just keep building. Kind of the nature of cyclical markets and sometimes volatility, and then macro stuff on the outside of the crypto industry is also fun at the moment, but that's all right.
Yeah, so well, in cryptocurrencies, so emission is not tied with market conditions, right? Then the volatility is always high, right? So it's not enough coins during bull market, and there is excessive supply during bear market. That's the usual thing. But also we have emission reduction now, like every 3 months, right? So next one will be in less than 2 weeks, right? Then we will have 3 emission reduction in 2023. I mean 3 more, right? So that's 12 ERG per block, so about 8K per day reduction, right? And then I guess well, it's also about how much ERG locked, right, in different applications. So in liquidity providing tools, liquidity providers on centralized exchange, and so on, right? So I see nothing to be worried about here, actually.
Yeah, that's the nature of the market. I do think that there's a lot of things that tend to appear in, let's say, good conditions, right? To where the market can absorb their emission rate and it doesn't create excess supply. And then, markets tend to be somewhat cyclical in the crypto industry. And one side, let's say, hits the other part of the cycle, the excessive emissions can, really be a negative because market forces just don't absorb them. And so naturally it creates sell pressure. So we'll see. It's an interesting thing long term. But then, cyclical markets tend to, let's say, reverse in time. And I hope that once we see that turnaround in this industry, a lot of the work that we're doing now, pays dividends into the future. Let's see.
Actually, it would be interesting to get statistics, but probably not possible. How much ERG bought from staking income, right? So, I mean, if people are getting some staking rewards, right, in proof of stake cryptocurrencies. How much ERG bought from such rewards? Because people do realize that fixed emission in the long term could provide better results.
Yeah, that would be fascinating. I don't think we would be able to even collect that market data, but that's an interesting point where you can, essentially take a proof of stake position where you get, I don't know, free interest, let's call it, that work. and then you buy it. That's an interesting thought experiment.
Yeah, actually, with Rosen Bridge, so if proof of stake cryptocurrencies will be brought on the Ergo blockchain, right? And at least ADA will be brought, right? So then, the question is where staking income, for example, will go, right?
Yeah, I'm not even sure.
So maybe there could be some plans like automatically buying Ergo, for example, right? So, if staking rewards will go in form of raped ADA, right, on the Ergo blockchain to the raped ADA holders, then at least statistics could be obtained, right, in regards with that metric.
I'm not even sure what the mechanism is there, buddy. Like, you lock ADA on the Cardano side in that wallet, right? And then I guess the question is it going to be staked from that guard wallet, right? And then if it is staked from the guard wallet, how do you pay that out, like on the other chain? Because, let's say it's a liquid asset that, let's say I wrap my ADA through Rosen, put it on Spectrum in the liquidity pool, and it's, in there bouncing in and out and around as people trade. And, so as an asset, like in the Ergo ecosystem, it's going to be, highly fungible and hard to keep track of who owns it at any given block. And then, what happens to the rewards on the Rosen side? I actually don't know how proof of stake deals with that. That's an
interesting question. The thing is that if the delegation from multi-sig possible on Cardano, I don't know, actually.
I think they have some form of staking via smart contract, but I think it might just be like staked and then you get some kind of derivative that represents ADA, but don't quote me on that, because I honestly don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, because it's not where but I would imagine something like that. And if that's the case, where you could, in theory, like bridge something and then keep the staking rewards, that's even weirder. So I don't know, a lot of assumptions to look at there. I haven't really considered.
All right, but that's interesting thing, actually, right? And in regards with other blockchains, so if staking is possible from contract, then that's an interesting question. How?
I think the derivative, like LSD, where you have some like synthetic version of the token that then represents a call on the stake token, something like that. Some DeFi magic.
Oh, interesting. And then you can wrap it on the Ergo blockchain. What to do with it?
I have no idea. I mean, a lot of the times you get into these derivatives in DeFi where you kind of rehypothecate without calling it rehypothecating things, right? Your assumptions get a little bit more complex, but I don't know. It's even in DeFi, I always find that interesting. Like, you take a token, you lock it, you get some synthetic version, and then it's like, okay, well, is the price feed for that synthetic version, locked on that base locked asset, or does it create a secondary market that references price, which seems to make a little bit more sense? But I don't know. Luckily, that's not a problem in proof of work. But I guess we might inherit some of it with the bridge. So it's good to catch up on that. I don't know is the honest answer.